Hey everybody, welcome back. I actually just started making my pregnancy journey videos today, and I'm actually at 8 weeks. I'm actually at 18 weeks now, but I haven't been making my videos yet, like I said, until today. So I figured since I made my first video, which was basically just announcing that I'm pregnant, and then also talking about like how I knew I was pregnant, blah blah blah. I made that video already earlier, and then I was like, I might as well make my 18-week update video now while it's like fresh in my mind, and also while we just went to our anatomy scan ultrasound appointment for 18 weeks, which excuse me, I'm like so out of breath because because I'm pregnant. But so still a symptom of mine is being like shortness of breath just from talking, like let alone going up the steps or whatever. So here we go. Yesterday we went to our anatomy scan appointment. So if you're doing research for this now, or if whatever, basically the anatomy scan appointment is going to tell you how the baby is progressing along, and 18 weeks is technically considered you're in the 5th month, but I wouldn't say that I'm 5 months pregnant, if that makes sense. I would say I'm 4 months pregnant, right? Because I just got into the 5th month, but that's a lot too. Somebody else can explain that because it's just a lot. So basically, me being in my 5th month, they do like a more in-depth ultrasound. I did have an ultrasound for just a confirmation of the pregnancy, which was at like 7, going on 8 weeks basically. And at that time, I realized that I was 4 days earlier than my anticipated due date, which was based on my last first day of my last period. So that was at 7 weeks and 5 days when we had that ultrasound. And that was, like I said, just a confirmation of pregnancy, and confirmation that there was one fetus in there, which I thought there may have been 2 because twins are in my family, but there's one in there, which is more than enough for me. So that was the first one, and then the next one was now, which was about 18 weeks, and what they told us was all great news, like thank God all 4 chambers were there. I did do research into kind of like what questions to ask when the tech is, doing her thing, and I didn't really ask her questions much while she was in it, because I seen that she was very like into what she was doing, and I didn't want her to like lose whatever she was doing. But I did ask her at the end, like, so do you see all 4 chambers of the heart? Like, where's the placenta located, and is everything okay with that? Like, and so before I even got to ask, she told me that everything looks good, everything's in the right place, the development is going on very well. And then I asked her those follow-up questions, because I did see like lists of questions that you can ask, or that you should ask, just so you kind of know like what they're looking at and how everything is going. But the main ones that stuck out to me were like placenta location, umbilical cord, and I was able to see what the baby looks like the whole skeletal system. We saw the beating heart and everything. And I even saw the baby's hand at one point, because the baby was not having it. Like, she was like, bye, like, we need to finish this. And I was feeling that way too, because it was a little uncomfortable for me, like just the position I was in. And for the most part, I feel like the ultrasounds, they don't hurt, but when she was going like right over my navel and pushing down like really hard on there, like I really felt the pressure, like it hurt basically. So both of us were trying to get it over with. But this is also where you find out the sex, if you so choose to find out the sex of your baby, which my husband and I were wanting to find out the sex. So in the beginning, or like towards the beginning of the scan, after she asked us if we wanted to, we told her yes. First, the baby was not trying to like even cooperate with us, like at all whatsoever. Like the baby was asleep, and so the tech was like, you know what, I'm gonna give you some orange juice if you can have it, and hopefully like give you like 5 minutes or so, hopefully the baby will wake up from the sugar. And so I was like, cool. So I already had a full bladder, but I drank this like thing of orange juice, and my bladder was like so distended. I think that's what also made it much more like uncomfortable. But so I took the orange juice and waited a couple of minutes, had up, and then she came back, and then lo and behold, the baby was awake. So the baby was awake, and it was a lot of movement going on at that point. And I honestly feel like my baby was cranky because, I mean, I'm guessing the baby gets it from me, but I do not like to be woken up from my sleeps. Like, sleeps are so important to me, and it'll be worth it when the baby comes to be woken up out of that sleep. But like, if you're a grown person, don't wake me up when I'm asleep. Like, don't do that. And like, my husband will tell you, like, I love my sleep so much, and I guess the baby does too. So the baby was not having it and also not cooperating. So in the beginning, she did say she thinks that it's a girl, which I looked at a lot of like anatomy scan pictures prior to going, and basically seeing what they say, like what would be what looks like a boy anatomy scan and what looks like a girl anatomy scan. And they say, I'll try to insert a picture if I can find one, but they say that if an anatomy scan has like these 3 lines, then it's a girl. But if it's like the 2 lines, which I think are the legs, and then like in the middle it's just something kind of like poking, but it's not a line, then it's likely it's a boy, and that's usually how they read them. So before the tech even said whether she thought it was a boy or a girl, I saw what she was looking at. Like, I knew she was in that area what she was looking at, because I recognized what those anatomy scan photos look like for baby sex. And so I looked at it and I was like, that looks like a girl. Like, I saw like the 3 lines. And so, but then also I'm like, I'm not an ultrasound tech, so I don't know. I just been looking at pictures. And then she confirmed it when she said that she thinks it's a girl. But then she said, but I am gonna, keep checking, throughout the scan, and she'll let us know or whatever. So there's like a little smirk on my face because my husband swore we were not having a girl. And I personally didn't have a preference whether we had a boy or a girl. Like, I don't care. I just want a healthy baby, and so far that's what we have, and so I'm just happy for that. But it did make me feel like secretly good inside that he said he wasn't having a girl, but guess what? We about to have a baby girl, so excited. But then towards the end, she tried again just to kind of confirm that it's a girl, and she said again that she's like, yeah, I think it's a girl, but it wasn't like sure. And then at the end, she tried for a while, like, and she was just doing all this stuff. Like, she was coming in this way, that way. She like tried to shake my stomach for a second with the ultrasound, like just trying to get the baby to move the way that she wanted the baby to move to get like a better glimpse. But she was just like, well, I tried. And so she wasn't able to say like 100% excuse me, that it was a girl, because the baby was being stubborn. But that just makes me think even more like that was my baby girl. And so that's what we're running with, like, we're having a girl. Or that's what I'm running with anyways. He's still kind of in denial about it, but yeah, we're having a girl. So that's also what we found out yesterday, and at our anatomy scan. There's so many girls, like baby girls, or just girls in general in my family, that everyone guessed we would be having a girl. But at the same time, that's on my mom's side of the family. And my dad's side of the family, there are more men, for sure. So it was kind of like, I mean, it's already a 50-50 toss-up, right? Because it really depends on the chromosome that is in the DNA from the father's sperm. But it really was like a 50-50 on both sides of my family anyways. And so I wasn't sure what to expect. But Both of the grandmothers are so excited because this is both of their first granddaughters. And for my mom, first grandchild in general. So either way, she would have been like, you know, off the chains excited, but she's really happy because I'm also the only girl in my family. I just have brothers. So my mom feels like now she has like that other daughter that she didn't have or whatever. So that's what we found out with the 18-week update and the anatomy scan. I'm just so grateful that the health and everything, the size of the baby, like everything is progressing the way that I've been praying that it would. And so while the sex is exciting to find out, it's not the most important thing. And so I know I've seen things about like some people being disappointed in the sex. Maybe you have like a bunch of girls and you really wanted a boy or like something like that. But this is just a reminder that it's the baby in itself is the blessing. And so as long as the baby is there, first of all, and is progressing along healthy, then that's really the number one thing. So try not to focus on sex so much, because I know leading up to this week when I knew we were going to find out, I was trying not to even really think about it or be that anxious about it, because, well, there was no way I was going to be disappointed for either a boy or a girl. Like, this is my first like baby of my own, and so I really don't care. And I don't know how I would feel for future pregnancies if I already have a boy or if I already have a girl, how I would feel. But disappointed is not a word that came to mind at all when I thought about if it was one or the other. And I know it's also like a really emotional time for a lot of women. Dang, I said I wasn't gonna make this video long like the last one, but like I said, I talk. So, but I was saying it's being pregnant in general, your hormones are raging, so you could be overly emotional about things that you may not be in your, I wouldn't say your right mind, your stable hormone mind, I guess. But don't put too much thought into baby sex. And then when you find out, you find out. And then you just celebrate that and just be grateful for what you have. So that's where I'm at. That's how I feel. I feel really great being in my 5th month / 4 months pregnant. I feel really great now to be in the 2nd trimester. My first trimester was really difficult for me, and going into, let's see, if I'm 18 weeks now, I would say I would just say honestly about a week or 2 ago is when I started feeling kind of like myself again. Like, even though my belly is actually starting to show now, it's kind of just there. I don't really have the symptoms that I used to have before. I'm definitely not nauseous like I was before. Every now and then I might have like a crampy stomach ache kind of feeling, but I'm definitely not nauseous like I was before. By nighttime I am exhausted, but just before, in the first trimester, I was exhausted all the time. Like, I woke up after a full night's sleep feeling exhausted, and I felt that way all day long, where I just felt like I couldn't do anything. Now I wake up early in the morning, and when I wake up, I feel like I have the whole day ahead of me. And then by midday, I get a little, tired, but that's pretty normal for me anyways. But by the end of the night, I am pooped, like exhausted, tired. So that's fine. I'd rather have it at the end of the day, like normal people do anyways, and then wake up feeling refreshed and feeling good. I feel like my sleep cycle is pretty good. Like, my circadian rhythm, I'm waking up before my alarm goes off by just a few minutes, like every day. And I don't feel like overly tired from sleeping too much, because I got a lot of sleep in the first trimester. And I just feel way better. Like, I feel a whole lot better, and I'm able to eat a whole lot more now than I was in the first trimester. So 2nd trimester has been so good to me. I cannot complain, and I'm just enjoying every minute of it, because I don't know what's to come from here, but I'm just enjoying every minute of it. This is truly the highlight of my pregnancy thus far. And yeah, I guess that's pretty much it for my 18-week update. But as I said in the other video, and as I will in the videos in between that I'll be about to make, I'm gonna post my videos in chronological order for you guys, so you can, you know, binge watch and just go through like the whole journey with me, which I still have to do those videos because like I said, I just started this today. But long story short, you can follow my pregnancy journey here on my channel. I'm thinking about if I want to change my name on here. It's currently Issa Monologues because I'm Issa and these are my monologues. But I don't know, something to think about. But yeah, now I'm just talking to talk. So I hope you enjoy watching this, and I see you next time. Thank you.